Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Akil Akmal bin Marahat from AT220. Today I will present about the case study local communities in a subject AGR 657 Environmental Management in Plantations. So we goes to the introduction. The expansion of oil palm plantation in Malaysia has played a crucial role in the country's economic development, contributing to job creation, infrastructure improvements, and national revenue. However, large-scale plantations also have significant environmental and social consequences for nearby communities. One such communities in Perak is currently experiencing severe water shortage due to the plantation's high water consumption, threatening their daily life, agriculture, and overall well-being. Water is a fundamental resource for any communities, essential not only for domestic use but also for farming, fishing, and maintaining ecological balance. The excessive extraction of water by the palm oil plantations has led to declining water levels in local rivers and wells, affecting both household needs and agricultural productivities. Additionally, pollution from fertilizer and pesticides used in plantation operation may further degrade water quality, worsening the situation. So, we goes to the social and economic impact of oil palm plantations on local communities in Malaysia. First, we goes to the economic impact. First is job creation and income generations. The employment opportunities they provide. The industry employs thousands of local workers in plantations, management, harvesting, and processing. Many rural communities depend on this job for stable income, reducing poverty and improving livelihoods. Next is infrastructure development. The expansion of plantation has led to the development of roads, schools, and healthcare facilities in rural areas, improvise, improving the overall quality of life for local communities. Private companies and government agencies invest in infrastructure projects as part of corporate social responsibility CSR initiative or to facilitate the transportation of palm oil products. Next, economic dependence and vulnerability. While the palm oil industry provides jobs and income, it also creates economic dependency. Many communities rely entirely on plantation works, making them vulnerable uh, to fluctuations in palm oil prices, market demands, and external economic shocks. If global palm oil prices decline, wages and job opportunities may decrease, leading to financial insecurity among workers and smallholder farmers. Next, land disputes and loss of traditional livelihoods. Large-scale plantation expansions has sometimes resulted in conflicts over land ownership, particular, particularly affecting indigenous groups of small-scale farmers. In some cases, land traditionally used for subsistence farming has been converted into oil palm plantations without adequate compensation or consultation, disrupting traditional agricultural practices for food security. We go, we go to the social impact. First is changes in community structures and way of life. Oil palm plantation have been The influx of plantation workers, including migrant labor, has altered the social fabric of many rural communities. While this has contributed to cultural diversity, it has also led for social tensions, particularly regarding resource allocation, employment competition, and integration challenges. Next is environmental degradations and health concerns. Oil palm plantations have been linked to deforestation, biodiversity loss, and pollutions, which directly impact local community. The destruction in forests reduce access to natural resources such as medical plants, clean water, and traditional hunting grounds. Next is water scarcity and pollution. Many communities near oil palm plantation experiences water shortage due to the excessive water extraction for irrigation processing. Water pollution from chemical fertilizer and pesticide further exacerbates the problem, affecting both human consumption and agricultural productivity. And the lastly is education and social development. While some plantation companies invest in education and social program for workers and their families. Access to quality educations and healthcare remain of challenge in certain rural areas. Next slide is the engagement of company with communities. First, the company must establish transparent communication channel. Companies must open dialogue, create formal communication platforms such as town hall meeting, communities dialogues, or grievance committees with local voice concerns freely. Next is conduct social environmental impact assessment CEIA. Before expanding plantation or starting new project, companies should conduct through assessment to identify potential social and environmental risks. Next, implement fair and inclusive land policies. Respect indigenous and customary land rights. Companies should follow legal ethical guidelines when acquiring land, ensuring fair compensation and proper consultation with affected communities. The fourth is promote corporate social responsibility CSR initiative. First, companies can use community-based partnership, employment prioritization for locals, and health and safety programs. And lastly is adopt sustainable environmental practices such as water management strategies, reforestation and conservation, and the eco-friendly agricultural practices. Next, we go to the role of free, prior, and informed consent. FPIC. What is FPIC? FPIC is an essential principle in international human rights law that safeguards the rights of indigenous communities when decisions affecting their lands, resources, and way of life are made. FPIC ensures that indigenous groups have the right to give or withhold consent for projects such as large-scale agriculture, mining, and infrastructure developments. The importance of FPIC in protecting indigenous rights. First is safeguarding land and resources, right? Second is empower indigenous participations in decision making. Third is preventing social conflict and human rights violations. And the fourth is promoting sustainable development and environmental protections. Next we goes to the challenges in implementing FPIC. First is weak legal enforcement. Many countries, including Malaysia, have recognized FPIC in principle but lack strong legal frameworks to enforce it. Second is unequal power dynamics. Third is lack of awareness and information. Some indigenous communities are not fully aware of their FPIC rights, making them vulnerable and exploitations. And fourth is failure of recognized customary land ownership. Many governments do not formally recognize indigenous land tenure system, making it difficult for communities to assert their rights of FPIC. Next is the strategies of strengthening FPIC implementation. First is strengthening legal protection and capacity building for indigenous communities, ensuring transparent and inclusive consultation processes, and holding companies and government accountable. Importance of community development in the palm oil industry is first is enhancing economic opportunities. Palm oil company provide employment opportunity for local communities helping to reduce poverty. Second is improving infrastructure and public service. Company invest in roads, school, hospital and clean water project, improve local living conditions. And third is strengthening community relation. Engaging local populations in decision-making processes reduce conflict over land use and resources. Next, we go to the importance of corporate social responsibility, CSR, in the palm oil industry. First, environmental sustainability and conservation, ethical labor practices, and human rights protection. That is a strengthening transparency and accountability. And the fourth is enhancing corporate reputation and market access. For the conclusion of this topic is community development and corporate social responsibility CSR play a vital role in assuring that the palm oil industry grows sustainably while addressing the needs of local communities by investing in infrastructure, education, fair labor practices and environmental conservation. Companies can foster for positive relationships with indigenous groups, smallholder farmers, and plantation workers. CSR initiatives such as ethical sourcing, transparency, and sustainability certifications help companies mitigate environmental damage, uphold human rights, and enhance their global reputation. So that's all for today. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.